What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let me touch a little bit on what's going on with the Vietnam Dong. Okay, we're going to get into that here in just a moment. A reminder, everybody, tomorrow is June 28th. If you're trying to get your gold and silver at the last minute, jump on the internet, go get some, just in case. If you're thinking about getting some, make sure you check out our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and get a free half ounce of silver. For those of you who keep asking me for my address, there it is. Pause it and write it down. And you guys know about my alternative website, because over there I could post about things that I can't post on YouTube. So come check me out over there. Over here we got Pimpy's Investment Chat, same name as the YouTube channel. Over here we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. It's free to join. And once again, down below, the links are to the website. So, what I talk about when it comes to the Iraqi dinar, you guys heard me say it, the same thing with the Vietnam Dong. We don't necessarily have to wait for an RI or an RV. If it comes, fine. That will be great. More the better. But the same thing we're watching for in Iraq, we can look for those same signs over here in Vietnam. As a matter of fact, Vietnam is further along than Iraq is. They're not war-torn. The past 30 years, they've really grown and developed. Their economy continues to boom. And ever since Trump put the squeeze on China during the China trade war, Vietnam's one of those countries that benefited from it in a big way. And even when the Rona was striking everybody during 2020, Vietnam almost came out unscathed. They did one hell of a job. And for the year 2020, they had the second best economy. Now you would think, oh, then good. That's all. What's the problem? What happened? Well, Vietnam is currently on the list of countries who manipulate their currencies. And ever since people got rid of 45, none of these countries seem to be in any kind of hurry because they don't expect the current administration to do anything about it whatsoever. And that he's not as tough as Trump. While we saw Biden's people take the first step towards applying some penalties, but to me, it's just like playing chicken when you're on bikes and you're running face to face towards each other on your bikes to see who will spin out of the way first. That's what I think is going on. So we'll keep an eye on Vietnam, but they are manipulating their currency and they don't care. There's nobody doing anything to them. Not at the moment anyways. But we can continue to watch your economy grow because it is growing at a very fast pace. But I did notice something else. Not just happening over here in Vietnam, but in other countries too. As I was reading different articles, something interesting popped up. Businesses all wanting the interest on their loans either waived or they want new loans without interest rate on them at all. Now that's a great way to stimulate your economy and get it growing. The fact that you can take out a loan to grow your business or start a business and not have to worry about paying back the interest. That would be awesome. That would be a smart thing to do. But it's just kind of weird that all these countries are asking for it around the same time. And we're seeing banks absolutely accommodate this. They still want people in debt. Period. Struggling railway operator asked for a $34.5 million interest-free loan. So over in Vietnam, Railways Corporation has asked for a loan package worth 800 billion. That's in Vietnam Dong, which is equivalent to 34.5 million US dollars, with zero interest to overcome the difficulties of the Rona. The state-owned operator of the railroad system is facing a risk of temporary closure due to the Rona. But people are standing up finally. Let's see if they can make a difference. I think people are starting to realize that, yes, indeed, we can make a difference if we unite. The proposal was recently submitted to the Committee for Management and Estate Capital at an enterprise to help the VNR maintain its operation. So there are businesses, it isn't just the railroad, there's other ones. There are companies asking for interest-free loans. I like the idea, but if you're going to do it for businesses, I think you should do it for people as well. I know a lot of you agree with me. Waive my mortgage interest rate, my car, my credit cards. It's always terrible when they do it for banks and stuff like that, but don't do it for the people. You see that bailout in 2008? That money should have went to the banks. The smart thing would have been to go ahead and allow the banks to fail and then waive or get rid of the debt that people had accumulated because of those banks. So, VNR has a policy to support 13,000 employees who could lose their jobs. So yeah, if you want to make sure that people don't end up on government aid and are staying employed, you might think about doing that. But again, I think it's a great idea, and they should do it for businesses. Also, they should do it for people. That's just my opinion. If they really want to stimulate the economy, you can get people borrowing more. Businesses want bank loans rolled over, interest waived. So you can see over here it says, my business incurred huge losses during the previous waves of the Rona after it was well controlled. I borrowed some money from the bank and renovated the hotel and offered promotions to attract travelers during the Liberation Day and May Day holidays. So again, people borrowing the money for all the right reasons. And if we want to keep these businesses open and keep people employed, I think it's a great idea. I think it's a wonderful idea. The banks are already getting loans interest-free themselves. They take advantage of that and borrow a ton of money and then charge you interest for it. So, if I were the government, you're already giving the banks interest-free money. Turn around and tell them to do the same to the people and to business owners. That would help the economy big time. It would help businesses. It would help employees. Businesses can expand. They can improve their companies, hire more people to work, less people on financial aid. I love this idea. But again, I did notice that it was being mentioned in more than one country. Very, very interesting. And that includes here in the United States. So, will they do it? I would love to see them do that for the people, not just businesses. Get rid of the interest rates on your mortgages, your car loans, the whole 9 yards. I like that idea. Vietnam is attracting over 15 billion US dollars in federal investments, or I should say foreign development investments, in 6 months. So people are taking advantage of in my opinion, the devalued currency and bringing their businesses over there for manufacturing. So see what happens is when businesses open over there, labor is way cheaper. Then they import it from Vietnam into the United States and then resell it at a huge markup, giving them huge profits. So yeah, of course, Vietnam during the trade war, a bunch of businesses came over to there. So look, you still got other businesses coming over. This is phenomenal for Vietnam's economy. It's tons of jobs there. Foreign investors have poured $15.27 billion into Vietnam so far this year, equivalent to 97.4% of the amount recorded in the same period last year. That's last year during the Rona. The ministry reported on June 20th, 9.55 billion had been injected into 804 newly licensed projects, up 13.2% year over year. So you can see Vietnam is doing good. So good that they're attracting outside investors to come over there. The place is stable. There's no missiles, no terrorist attacks. If Iraq can see what Vietnam is doing, they would have a lot of outside investors coming over into their country and investing into them. So Vietnam is a pretty good model for what Iraq should do, outside of manipulating the currency, of course. So as usual, you can see Vietnam is really kicking butt. They have been doing good for some time, even during the Rona. So much so that they have a ton of people pouring in, as you can see, billions of dollars to invest in companies over there. This is phenomenal. This is awesome. This is a great thing to see. The only thing left is we need them to allow the currency to flow freely and not manipulate it like they've been. Anyways, that's it for now, you guys. We'll keep an eye on Vietnam. I still read all the articles. I just don't make as many videos before. I didn't realize how many people were still interested in just even hearing this. So just like in Iraq, the same thing I spoke about over there is the same thing that needs to be done over here in Vietnam, except for Vietnam is way more ahead than Iraq is. So that's it. You guys let me know what you think. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. That's it for now. I'm out.